Welcome back to this evening edition. I'm Lucia Arish, and this is One on One. 20 years ago, a television show changed the face of comedy in Israel. Chamber 5, Hamishia Kamerit, as it was called, was widely considered the Israeli version of the iconic American show Seinfeld. One of the 5 stars of the show, I have the pleasure to have him here, is with us today, Rami Heuberger. Hello, good evening. Thank you very much for coming.
You're welcome. I would not compare it to Seinfeld.
You would not compare it to Seinfeld?
No, of course not.
Why?
Seinfeld was a comedy, or a kind of a sitcom. And the Kameri Quintet was a political show mostly, and satire show. And it was in front of the real life, not only making jokes.
But the five of you did change the face of television, did change the face of comedy in Israel.
Yeah.
Because you...
Yeah, but not in the way Seinfeld changed it. We had also some sketches about nonsense and surrealism and all of that, but we were looking for those things inside our political life, our private life, and we were looking for our tragedies as a state, and we were trying to make fun of it and to say it's not a sacred cow.
Can I maybe say that you were the last satire in Israel? Real
I don't think
satire
so.
In Israel?
We have now Eretz Nehederet, wonderful land, which is a nice...
Barack Obama knows what Eretz Nehederet is, so...
He knows?
Yes, he said it in his speech when he came to Israel, so...
Really? I don't do CTV anymore, only football, so I don't know what he said. But no, every period of time, there's this satire show. Before us was Nikui Rosh, you translated, cleaning
your head or
cleaning your head
heads.
or something like that. They were in the 70s during the Mapai government, and they were very, very strong, sometimes even more than us. Every period of time have this mirror, this thing that artists must say their voice, that it's absurd what's happening here.
What kind of criticism you wanted to pass on the government back then? Because today it seems that it's a little bit harder.
We did all the criticism from the criticism of what's happening now during these days, and what happened in the Holocaust, and what happened during all of the wars of Israel.
Did you have any red lines that you said, okay, on this we don't speak and we don't talk and we don't laugh?
No, the red line was when we were not specific, when we were not pushing the right button to hurt. First of all to hurt, and then maybe to make laugh. But first of all, to hurt, to make it ache.
Mm-hmm. And you were trying to hurt and maybe stress the points on the Israeli society?
Yeah. On the Israeli society, the hypocrisy, the thing, the society that sacres the land before the value of life.
Which what you're saying is haven't changed a lot in the last 20 years. I have to say.
It haven't changed in the reality of the state, you mean, or
yes,
the reality of the comedy?
In the reality of the state, maybe, and the comedy, because if you're looking at the Israeli society, and if you need to do the same materials today, it will work out.
It will work. It's still actual. It's still people see all this running of our show, and they say to me, it's so realistic. It's just like it happens today.
2 days ago.
But this policeman of democracy, which called satire, which called artists doing something to say that something is very wrong. It's something that happens from the Greeks. It's something that was invented by the Greeks, and it was a very good instrument to get out stress from the states and from the people. This is democracy. After we did it, what we did in the first shows, we believed that people will hurt us, that people will
Exactly
be crazy.
On this point,
but after we did it, after we said what we said, nothing happened.
The world just continued.
Nothing happened. Only people said, "Oh, it's something your show." Oh.
It's something exactly the point that I want to stress, because actors, one of them, maybe I don't want to say weak points for an actor is that sometimes he always wants to be loved. And when you're doing a satire, when you're passing such a big critiques on the government, it's not actually making people love you. On a certain way, you're even making more people hating you if you're not actually seeing the same political side that they are seeing. Weren't you afraid as an actor to lose the love of the audience?
No, in those times we did not afraid. We were in the right age, all of us, all that did this show, all the writers and the actors. We were the generation of the first Lebanon war, and we felt that somebody betrayed us and somebody bullshitted us from the time that we were born. We were very idealistic, all of us. Most of our conversations behind the scenes were very, very idealistic, maybe more idealistic than government meetings, because we love the country, and that's why it hurted us so much, this betrayal.
Unlike actors today?
What?
Unlike actors today, the young actors? The young generation that there is today in the Israeli industry.
What about them?
They're less ideologists?
I don't think so. I think every person, nevertheless, artists that choose, good artists that choose to live here, like the environment, like this fuel of getting angry, of getting angry and doing this society, this new society, an ideal society.
Because Rami, you had a kind of a stand like a politician. Actors back then had like a big stand, had a big say, and today it seems that actors are more and more afraid to lose this love, to say actually what's on their mind.
Nobody likes to lose money. And if you say what you think, usually, for a long time, you lose money. From the age of McCarthyism in the United States, through, you can pick it, every country, you can find it in the newspaper. I just remember now something in Cairo before 2 months, a comedian was arrested for saying something that he believed in it.
Yeah,
and he's in jail. I think he's still in jail.
So you think that you were more, like I said, back then you didn't care to lose money, and today you do?
Maybe today less, because I got matured eventually. I'm happy. And I'm doing also for my house and my children. But there is a limit. There is also a very, very straight red line for me, not losing my society. It's very important to me. I'm raising children here. I will be gone and they will stay here. And it's very important to me what society I'm leaving them.
Ravi, it was an optimistic time.
Political, social, everything.
And back then it was an optimistic time. It was after the Oslo Accords. It was, it seems like things are going totally in a different way. It seems like it's the era of peace.
Yes, and then we were born with the dream of peace. With Yitzhak Rabin in the government, everybody was dreaming about like heaven. It's going to be heaven in few days. And we also got through the assassination. And after the assassination, we had 2 more seasons. And it was very difficult because it was not funny. and we were very despaired, and we didn't had any solutions. We were just sad.
It stopped being funny, or the situation wasn't funny?
The situation was funny. It felt like in the beginning, we didn't thought about it, but maybe we are two nations. And if we are doing a TV show, we are doing a TV show to one nation. And what is going? It's frightening. It was very frightening.
You're talking about the left and right.
Yes. It was a frightening time.
And then you are taking a step, and you're going with the campaign of Ehud Barak back then.
Of Shimon Peres.
Of Shimon Peres.
In '96, yes.
And
me personally, it's not something that the Camry Quintet
yes,
did.
You personally.
Yes.
And do you regret
No.
this step?
Why? No, not at all.
Are you disappointed?
I was disappointed. I was disappointed for 10 years, but not because of my involvement inside this campaign. I was despaired. I was depressed because of the times, because it's very hard to be an artist and to create something in times of in these bad times that we are still living in. It's not convenient to make art in this kind of environment.
One of your biggest roles right now is in a TV show that you play the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
And when you play the Prime Minister, and when you think as the Prime Minister, at home, when you go through the lines, you get to what conclusion about the country that we're living in?
I don't have any suggestions to Bibi. I understand after doing this role that it's a very complicated job. But my suggestion to Bibi that if you want somebody to remember you during your job, you have to do something, and you have to do something good. And if not, you're nothing. You're just a piece of time in history when nothing happened. Only the hate and the violent stayed. Like, this is his biggest challenge, the status quo. Everything is the same. We count the dead, we count the violence, and we are saying, it's okay, we can live with it. It's not okay. It's depressing.
Not only depressing, we talked a little bit before we got into the studio, and Israel said goodbye to maybe a lot of big figures in the last few months. To Arik Einstein, the singer, the icon, to Ariel Sharon a few days ago. And it seems that Israel is saying goodbye to leader figures, that it lost the leaders. As an actor that was in this golden era, that thought that Israel is going to be heaven on earth, and you're looking at Israel today, do you think that there is still hope?
Yes. Because I can see also the full half of the glass, and I can see this society that against all odds was built eventually, and we are sitting in this beautiful studio inside this kind of a democracy, inside this crazy Middle East, and we are finding the rope to get the hands, and it's very, very complicated. And if somebody would say before 20 years that we will sit here like this, and I don't think that everybody. I can see. I'm not depressed anymore.
You're not depressed?
No, not anymore. But still, I think that people like me that are famous in something, if they can do something to say the belief, to build here a much more convenient and and just for society, we must do it.
We can say that it's not all about the money in acting.
I hope so. Not only in acting, in arts. Yes, an artist which is not belong to his land and to his society and to his people is just masturbating. Sorry for that.
And with this, I'm finishing this week of news with this sentence. Thank you very much for this interview. Thank you very much for coming, and thank you, our viewers, for being with us today and for being with us this week. We will be back on Sunday from the Jaffa Port. Have a great night.